My name's Brendan Edgerton and I'm driving around Australia in 30 days visiting 30 pubs.
Previously on 30 pubs in 30 days.
Yeah, let's go. Come on, we're off around Australia. Here we are at the Ettamogah pub, just on the way up to the Sunshine Coast.
Glenelda Hotel's 100 years old.
And what do they say about the Bucket pub? Where the buck in hell is it? It's Wowan, not Wowan.
Now hearing all those ghost stories, I've got my Ghostbusters kit ready.
200 young backpackers have just piled into the Mad Cow. It's transformed it into a wild night.
Oh, fuck.
This is a disaster. All my experience as a motor mechanic tell me that this is the end of the trip. I've cooked the motor, blown a head gasket. We're not going to get much further than this.
You're just going to have to let it cool down.
Well, when you cook an engine like this, you can blow head gaskets, you can melt a piston, a lot of things. It's just not good for an engine. Even air is boiling in there, still. That's all we got. Come on. The car's still operating, but if there's damage done, it won't operate for long. I never quit.
My first car was the one I'm claiming to be. By far, a kind of automotive sincerity. My friends and the strangers who live in my streets.
This is not going to stop us. We've still got a lot of pubs to see, so we're pushing on, going to make it happen.
Mechanically, there's problems galore, and there might be some rust in the door. My first car.
We're just coming into the Lions Den Hotel. We just pulled over this little crossing over here. I just love these creek crossings around Australia. They're just so picturesque.
I drive just to burn up my fuel every day. I laughed when I broke the economy gauge.
Priority one, let's get a beer.
I go out to mountain and skate if
I need a beer. I need a beer real bad.
I find Max the owner of the pub and have a nice chat.
We were travelling. We did, I guess, probably not unlike our base customers now. You know, we got to that age where the kids were young and we needed a break, and so I took long service leave and holidays and got in a Land Cruiser and camper trailer and started driving. And by the time we started spending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months on the road, and then by the time we came to this area in Cape York, we just loved it up here.
Max and Faith, his wife, were on an extended holiday about 4 years ago. And when they got here, they just fell in love with the place and bought it.
Without this local community around to keep you grounded and to keep those special moments, you know, especially when it's really busy, because, you know, I love seeing a local familiar face over the bar.
There is a usual amount of regulars, and the atmosphere that Max and Faith have created here is obvious.
Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
Max has kindly lent us his workshop to change over the thermostat, and hopefully that'll fix our overheating problem.
When you drop a bolt from an engine, you always listen to where it lands. If it hits the ground, you go, okay, you know where it is. Where if it doesn't hit the ground, then it can be a nightmare to find. So that's the one bolt that holds the thermostat in. This is exactly where I want it to be, in a shed, you know, with a few tools around. Looks like we haven't done any damage to the engine today, so that's bloody terrific. This is the hard part. I need a washer. It's not sitting quite right. He seems to be a bit organised here. The trouble is just a little flat washer. It just wasn't sitting right. Mission accomplished. This is just a gorgeous spot. I mean, I can't believe this. I can see why people rave about the Lion's Den. I think my biggest regret about coming here is I didn't come here 20 years earlier. If that rock could talk, just imagine what adventure, where it's been and its lifespan and where it's going, and here it is just sitting here with all these other rock mates.
Just as I'm leaving, Max gives me a CD of one of the local bands, the Road Trippers. We're heading off to our next stop, which is Inot Hot Springs. My biggest regret is not spending more time here, but the road calls.
We were drinking at the Lion's Den. The clock said 10:15. We're going out back here, we're going out to Camberwell. 'Cause it's 100 smokes to Connemara. Lakeland Downs.
I really love doing this stuff, and I'm just going to keep doing these trips until I get some recognition from someone, because I just love it.
Can't wait to meet this lady, Ros Burtonshaw. She's got something organised for tonight called the G-Stringers. When I walked into the pub and I found Ros, she gave me this biggest smile and hug, and she said, "I feel like I know you already." Made me feel so good. Inot Hot Springs is the kind of town that you would normally just drive through and not know there's anything there, but it's well worth the stop and finding out the secrets.
To see how hot this water is, Ros is saying be careful here. Oh, geez, you're not wrong. Holy smoke.
Well, kids have a lot of fun. They bring eggs and they cook them in here.
So I see this is the cold water coming in here and the hot water comes down here and they mix together.
That's right.
We haven't seen anything like this yet. The water comes out of the ground here at 80 degrees Celsius from a fault line running through here. And I can tell you, it's bloody hot.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, we all went over to have a send-off for Margie. That night, Gary had been into the Hofbräu house, and he and Billy had 2 girls with them. But we all went over to the Zanzibar, and Gary was there.
2 taxis came, didn't it? Yeah, 2.
Because there was 10 girls and 2 blokes.
And the taxi drivers didn't want to leave.
We all went swimming. And, of course, men being men tried to get the gear off us, but they weren't successful. But that was our first meeting, wasn't it? And 1 week later, I went overseas, and Gary said, "I'll meet you in South Africa." We'll have a great night, and thank you for coming.
All right, thank you.
We really love it here, and we hope everyone else does.
Beautiful. This is supposed to be the cooler side. Oh, yeah, it's a bit cooler here. That could burn you. Oh, would ya? Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's hot.
Those shorts, Bren.
This is an awesome spot here, I tell you what. The G-strings.
walk into a pub, especially one that's owned by a lady like Roz, and you can feel the atmosphere. It's there, it's vibrant, it's alive.
30 pubs in 30 days around Australia.
Well, that was a great night last night. I have never seen anything like that in all of my travels around Australia.
We had a bit of an issue this morning. I ran over a dead roo on the road and I didn't realise how big it was, and there was a car coming the other way, so I really couldn't swerve to avoid it, and I wasn't concentrating. And it's hit underneath the car and it's dented the fuel tank, and it's not leaking, but it's not the kind of thing you want to do. I'm not happy with myself. This is what they call a development road. It's just not quite finished. It's just one lane and a bit dangerous. Cars come the other way, you've got to pull off the road, and it's wet and slippery out there, so it requires a little bit more concentration.
And there might be some rust in the door of my first car.
Let's go in and find about the Purple Pub.
I laughed when I broke the economy gauge. I go out to mountain and skate.
Oh, there's lots of stories about why it's purple, but the one that I believe is true is because they ran out of paint at some stage and this was the only colour they could get. It's the most welcoming pub in town.
There's probably some quirky patrons in here.
There's lots of quirky patrons here.
Just met one of the locals here. Ray, how you going, Ray?
Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you, buddy. How long have you been drinking here?
18 years.
18 years. Oh, so you're relatively new.
This is where the boats were tied outside the Purple Pub, right beside the veranda you were standing on a short while ago. The biggest croc that was caught, there's an argument whether it's 4 inches shorter or 6 inches shorter. It's 29 feet.
Yeah, I got him, quick! Chop some wood for the barbie, will ya?
Oh, thanks, Liz. A nice cold beer at the Purple Pub in Normanton. Yeehaw.
The big six helped me get through the apprenticeship. And now, since I'm so damn mature, I can go crazy like I did in my Valley Inn.
It's a great feeling to know that for the next few weeks of the trip, we're just here in the outback.
The whitey's for sure, and the heavy made a thundering roar. My first car. Check it out.
Have a look at this. The Animal Bar. The Animal Bar, they call it. I reckon this place goes off.
There's a million secrets. Most of them are from the old days, I would reckon. But yeah, it's probably not the animal bar that it used to be.
Yeah, well, times have changed, haven't they?
They have. We're not allowed to be animals anymore, apparently.
This bar's a little bit tame to what it used to be. And in fact, I think years ago, if you couldn't fight, you wouldn't want to come into this bar.
In the old days, the skippers would bring the crews in on a Monday.
Oh, right.
That way they've missed the bus and they couldn't piss off the cans.
Yeah.
So they'd be trapped there, so they'd all fight one another, and if there was enough women...
They'd fight over them too.
Oh, of course, yeah. That's what people have been doing since time immemorial.
I'm feeling good about today. I think we've got some good things to come up. We're going to go and chase down those pups.
Yeah, I wish I was living in Catherine, drinking beer at the Kirby's Hotel, at the disco lights on a Saturday night, and drinking beer with Charlie Pride. Yeah, I wish I was living in Derby with my fishing rod down at the wall, catching blue.
We're heading into Mount Isa now, which is a big point in the trip for me because I worked here some years ago, played in a few pubs and stuff, so let's go to the Isa. Oh yeah, this is a great day.
This is just a basic service. Brett the mechanic takes one look at the VN and thinks, what a shitbox. Little does he know that this is a bit of a wolf in sheep's clothing. I put in a brand new engine just before the start of this trip.
Everything is new in this car.
Yep.
Once you see it up underneath, you go, wow.
Yeah, good.
They should be brand new, buddy. Yeah, new pads. No, they're fine. Just there, that's where the kangaroo hit right there. Here's the pinion seal that's leaking. That's where I saw a couple of spots of oil on the back of the bumper bar, which is a telltale sign you've got something going wrong. That's all right, they'll get us home. So what do they say about this pub?
The Barclay Hotel, mate. It's the best in the West, forget the rest.
The Isa is one of those places that you come to and you're just magnetised to it. You either love it or you hate it.
People are like they are in the bush. They're bush people.
Yeah.
You know, they don't know you from a bar of soap, but they'll come up and say, "G'day, mate, how are you? You know, you're right, you want a hand, whatever."
So do you get many hot, sexy miners here?
I wish.
You wish?
I wish.
You're a miner? No.
Yeah, I was driving through a wilderness of pony trees and cutting stone. I feel dark and blistered and my mind was in some other zone. All around my memories, everything I'd ever done.
At last, we've got to the Queensland Northern Territory border. It's been a long time coming. It's day 9, I think. The speed limit changes here. It goes to 130 kilometres an hour, which, wow, boy, that makes a difference out here on these wide open roads. Yeah, beautiful day. Look at the wide open spaces around here. This is my kind of country. I just love it. Northern Territory, 130 kilometres an hour. I love it. Northern Territory, 130 kilometres an hour. Here we go. Yeehaw! I love it.
Lead a man up a country. Just look all around, my friend. See it to the end.
Freeways, one of the biggest turning points in Australia. Last time I was here, I went that way. This time, I'm going that way to Alice Springs.
Always lead open country.
They're all our regular truck drivers.
Really?
So they'll come up once a week, once a month. We put their photo up, make them feel special.
Probably about 100 round here.
Yeah, there is. It's a bit of a rogues gallery too.
I'm sure.
You can imagine.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Thanks very much.
That's John over there, the black and white one with the long hair. And then that's the hoggy with the big penis.
Well, there you have it. What happens in 3 ways stays in 3 ways. Let's go.
So we head off to Tennant Creek, arriving about 2 p.m. It's the kind of town where, unless you've experienced this before, you don't quite understand it. Legend has it that this pub originated when Joe Kilgariff's beer truck got bogged here in 1934.
The beer truck broke down a little up the road, and instead of fixing the wheel, they built the pub around the truck.
A beer truck?
A beer truck.
Hey, this looks like quite a unique little pub. Tell me something interesting about it.
The town's, this pub's built for the miners, as you can tell, all the memorabilia, they built it just for them, basically. The 60s club, you drink so many beers in so many hours, so 60 beers, and when you do it, your name went on the wall. It was actually built into the pub.
Built into the pub?
Yeah, it's in the wall.
The changes in the scenery in the outback is spectacular, and it's vivid. It's very vivid colour changes.
This is definitely what Australia is all about.
And you say if I strike at you, have a look.
I've got a new scarf.
Fruity. this, the 4 metre croc. Let's go and have a chat to him, right? Had a little accident here. I've jagged my foot.
We're gonna take this Commodore all the way. 30 pubs in 30 days. She's an 89, but she's doing okay. 30 pubs in 30 days. 30 pubs in 30 days. 30 pubs in 30 days.